What are some of like the personalities that you've seen, like that change between like hairstyles and stuff like that?
Personalities, I feel like your hair is the best form of expression. You can express yourself in any type of way you want through your hair. Like hair speaks volume. Like you either want your hair to scream or you want your hair to talk, or you could, want a quiet style that's just like very subtle. Especially like, growing up, my hairstyles have become a little bit more professional, I guess you could say. Because like I said, I had the shaved head and the very like Chelsea ska punk rock style. So that's not like, too professional. But I feel like you could definitely express yourself, through hair.
Kind of styles, and people really voice their style. Like,
I
how does
think-
that make you feel?
I think it's amazing. I feel like we should be able to express ourselves. Like, why does it matter if we have a mohawk or a Chelsea cut or a shaved head or tattoos? I don't understand why that should matter. It should really just come down to the type of person you are. And your hair should literally just be a form of expression. It should be an art outlet. Went through every single phase when it comes to hair. I would do, but when I was like growing up in California, we would do big beehives. So I had that Pachuca beehive. And then when I got into like high school, I started doing the victory rolls, and then I cut Betty bangs. My cousin was super into psychobilly, so I got into it like that. And so we would just like dye each other's hair and do like skunk streaks. And then we got into punk rock, and we started doing like mohawks, faux hawks, and eventually I just shaved my head. And then we started listening to Rocksteady, going to ska shows, skanking in the pit. And I grew up in Mexico for 4 years, so we would like skank around in the dirt. Like, it was awesome. We're called Dream Up Hair Studio, and we're located downtown in the Art District on Oki and Commerce. Social media, you can find us on Instagram at Dream Up Hair Studio. We have a website, dreamuphairstudio.com. You can also find us on Facebook at Dream Up Hair Studio as well.
When I started dancing, it's about the girls, right? Now, when you're into the girls, you gotta look great. You have to look good. You have to look smart. You have to look clean. So I've always been into my hair because I'm a Leo. It's about the mane. So that's just me. But I had a pomp since, 7 or 8, because I was into Elvis. I love rockabilly music, and I wasn't knowing that that's rockabilly music. That being said, I was still in the rockabilly world, but with this hair, but then I got into hip hop. So when I see the breakdancers now, they look raggedy. Their sweats, their beanies, their helmets, their hats, whatever. They don't look clean. I've always had, people say, damn, look at that hair. It's pomp, straight up pomp. It's not what they call pompadour now. It was just a military cut back in the day. Because my dad's in the military, so I had a military cut.
The high top.
So, and high tops. And, you had that nice look. But it wasn't how it looks now. Mine was I love stray cats. The quip.
Yeah.
Stray cat look. So I had that with the curl and the DA. But that was me. So they would say, are you a B-boy? And that's what I like. I don't want to be classified or look like a B-boy. I've always had my pomp. I had a collared shirt, nice clean slacks, but I made sure that would be appropriate to dance in. But I always look clean. Now, being a greaser rockabilly, it's all about the outfit, how clean you look, and the authenticity of the clothes. I have vintage suits, vintage shirts, not like, you buy off a rack somewhere and it looks vintage. No, I hunt for vintage clothing. I got bit when I started seeing like Pretty in Pink because of the vintageness, and they were shopping, thrift stores. So that's part of my little culture of the pomp, the old school clothing. Then when Viva came into play, I was like, I have people. But they knew me as a greaser. They didn't know I was a b-boy, and I liked that. I didn't want to be, one person that has two different lives. No, I was this person, and I could be that person. I could switch it off, but I look like this. Things that reflects me. I love 40s hats. I love my Dodds. I have Broadway. I have what's that, Pendleton. I have mostly vintage hats. I don't go around looking like a b-boy. I have classy suits, attire from the 40s and 50s and 60s, but I can still utilize that in my dancing. If you see any videos of me, I'm either dressed up in a suit and I'm getting down, because I like that. He's in a suit, but he's Asian. Damn, he can get down too. I give him that mystery. That's why I don't look like everybody else. You don't want to look like everybody else, you know? We're just like this, and next you know, I'm getting goosebumps right now. And we get down. So when I start getting down, he gets hyped. But when we do our shit, we get up, what do we do?
You know, she saw it, that's it.
We always do our hair. We got, oh, he does head spins. He takes his comb out. After he does his head spins,
You saw that clip? No, it fell out. Like my heroes?
Sure.
It was, God, there's too many names. Crazy Legs, there was Ken Swift, there was Easy Rock, there's Ness, there's Stingray, there's my boy Aldo, there's Ivan. There's too many to name, man. Those are just a few just to name, like people from like, there's some crews from Hawaii I like, from like, we're called ABC Breakers and Funky Foot Rockers. There was a guy named Radical R from Hawaii, he was dope. Air Force crew from LA, those dudes were dope too, Salvadorians. There was a whole bunch, man. It was like a group of people that inspired me to where I am now.
What the advice that you would give to people who want to do that from like a 9 to 5?
To pursue it?
Yeah,
9
to
to
pursue
5?
it, make it a career.
Okay, look. There's 1,000 dope b-boys, and there'll be like 10 of you guys that actually make it. So if you get into the right, it's like politics. You got to know the right people. You got to know the right. They got all the gigs, and you got to like get to know that person and become their friend, because there ain't no other way you're gonna do it. Otherwise, you got to pay dues. You got to get in the circles. You got to battle everybody. You got to get yourself out there. That's what I used to do. I went to different states. We drive from here to Houston, Texas, or from here to Utah, or here to New Mexico. And if they were filming, I tried to get on that videotape as many times as possible so they could remember this Mexican fool that went in there. You know what I mean? Nah, for real, that was a real thing, because paying dues was what it was all about back then. There was like a jam in San Diego. It was called the B-Boy Summit. It happened in February, and I think it happened later in September too, but at the time it was February. We'd drive out to San Diego, 6 hours, and the video would come out. So we'd wait all fucking year for the video to come out after after the jam, and I'd be on it like once or twice, but I had to go out 35 times to get on that video one time. You know what I mean? And that was like history to me. That was my goal, just to be known in that state. And then I started going to other places and battling this fool, battling the top head in this fool, in Colorado, New Mexico, wherever else I went, like Arizona, or whatever states close to us, you know what I mean? Because Vegas is like, you know, close to Arizona, close to California, close to Utah, not too far from New Mexico, not too far from El Paso, Texas.
Again, to having a kid, you know, obviously he's going to school. What's one thing that with like dancing and, you know, the arts and everything, they're taking that out of schools? How do you feel about that?
You're taking dancing out of schools?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that, bro. I think that's horrible. They're taking art too?
They do, budget cuts.
Budget cuts.
Wow. Oh yeah, I just saw that on TV the other day. I think that's horrible. I don't know what these kids are gonna do. Like they already don't talk as there is. You know, the kids are just sitting there, you give them a phone and they're just sitting there. I mean, there's no more communication. I take my phone away from my kid and make him go play outside. Go get dirty, go climb up some shit, go get in trouble, you know what I mean? Like be a kid. Social media have killed everything, you know, like the whole computers, everything destroyed like people's communications, relationships, everything. So if you don't have nothing positive for the kids, then all they can do is negative.